What's up, YouTube? How you doing today? So there's a lot of rumors going around about Jon Gruden coming to Tennessee. As you can tell, the rumors are getting warmer and warmer, hotter and hotter. The more time goes by, the more apparent and the more clear it's getting that Jon Gruden is probably going to come to Tennessee. And I wanted to let some people know, in case some people are blinded by the fact that Jon Gruden is like, oh, he's an NFL guru. Yeah, he is. He won a Super Bowl. He's a high-profile coach. I understand that. But here's the problem that comes with Jon Gruden. And here's the pros and the cons. The pros. He's a high-profile coach. He's going to bring in a lot of recruits. We're going to get our recruiting classes are going to be sky high. Probably the top 5 recruiting class in the country. If not the number one recruiting class. Number 2, he's a quarterback guru. He can straighten Bray's attitude out. If Bray decides to stay, he'll straighten Bray out and get him situated, and he'll make him a better quarterback. That's what he specializes in, is quarterbacks. 3, he's a high motor. He don't put up with no bull crap. He will get in there. He'll get in someone's ass if they need it. So, because the players have a tendency sometimes to get down on themselves, and they kind of give up in games, and they kind of just say, well, we're losing, screw it, things are getting too hard, or they'll start screwing up in class and start getting in trouble off the field. He won't put up with that crap. He gonna straighten that team out. The cons that come with Jon Gruden coming to Tennessee. He hasn't coached in 6 years, I think. Last time he coached was, I think, I don't even know how long. He hasn't coached in over 5 years. I know that for sure. He coached at Tampa Bay when Keyshawn Johnson was there. He won a Super Bowl, but he hasn't coached in a while, so he'll probably be a little rusty. Number 2, I don't remember him coaching college football ever. So the transition from the NFL to college football may be a bit of an issue for him, because there's so many rules and regulations you got to follow in college that you don't have to follow in the NFL. And NFL is so much more free because there's they're grown men. They're 25, 30-year-old men in the NFL. And in college they're just 18, 19, 20, sometimes 21. But I mean they're still kids. So there's a lot of rules and regulations you got to go through, because you got to recruiting. That's going to be a big thing for him. He's going to have to learn. Recruiting isn't like drafting and signing players. It's a lot different. You gotta stay in the rules and regulations. You can't do certain things that you could do in the NFL. I mean, that's really the only thing that would bother me about Gruden, is that he hasn't coached in a while. So I worry about his coaching skills. Does he remember how to run a team? That's my only problem. But I'm sure once he gets back in the flow of things, I'm hoping we'll be okay. Now, I don't know if he's coming. We're supposed to get Jon Gruden. That's what the talk, the talk's going around, rumors going around. This reminds me a lot of the Urban Meyer situation a year ago at Ohio State. Y'all remember when he left Florida? He said he's done coaching. He's done coaching. He went and he's with the ESPN for a full year, and during that time, Ohio State was they had lost Jim Tressel, and they had an interim head coach, Luke Fickell, and they went 6-6. And they had announced that Luke Fickell would not return as head coach next year. So Urban Meyer gets note of that, and he says, and starts talking to Ohio State about possibly taking the job. He gets on ESPN, and people start asking about it. You see him during football games, on Monday Night Crew or whatever, and they'll ask him, and he's like, well, no, I haven't talked to him. I haven't talked to Ohio State. I haven't talked to anybody. I don't know where you're getting that from. No, I haven't talked to anybody. About a week or two later, he announces he'll be the next head coach at Ohio State. So you see, that's what Jon Gruden's probably doing. That's what's probably going on here with Jon Gruden. He doesn't want to stir up any drama. He doesn't want to distract the Tennessee players, before the game versus Kentucky. He's going to wait till after the Kentucky game. Expect to hear next week. If he is, in fact, going to be the coach, you'll hear it next week. I can almost guarantee you that. Because if he's going to be the coach, he's going to need to start in December and, get this thing going. But I think that he'll be, if he is the coach, you'll hear it after the Kentucky game, after the season, just to avoid any kind of drama or any kind of, distractions or anything. But after the season, if he is going to be the coach, you'll probably hear from him then. So that's the whole thing on Jon Gruden. If he is going to come, it's most likely going to be him. If you've been reading the Vols talk and the SEC insiders and Tennessee insiders, you've heard and you've seen some stuff, and you've been watching Monday Night Football, and you've seen that he's been addressing the Tennessee players as Tennessee Volunteers as opposed to Tennessee. So it's just little stuff like that kind of makes you go, So that's probably going down. So my guess is, from all the stuff that I've heard and all the stuff that I've been seeing and I've been hearing and all that, I'm expecting to hear his announcement next week on Monday or Sunday. But expect to hear, if he's going to be the coach, which I think he's going to be, expect to hear something next week that he's going to be the head coach of Tennessee. It's probably going to happen. If that does happen, we're going to be contenders the first year, because the recruiting, just the talent of the quality of the recruits will put us at such a higher, so far ahead, in transition, as opposed to somebody like some average Joe Schmo, head coach. So if we get him, our transition year will be further advanced than it would be if we had like a regular average head coach. So we'll probably be competitive in the SEC once again next year. On top of that, if Bray has reportedly said that he will come back if we get a better head coach. And Jon Gruden, last time I checked, is a quarterback genius, so he'll probably come back. And he's a successful coach, so Bray's probably coming back. Patterson's probably coming back. Justin Hunter's probably not. He'll probably leave for the NFL draft. I don't think he's ready. I think he needs to work on he's inconsistent, but he may come back. Hopefully he does. If he comes back, great. But I think we're fine with Patterson and Bray, because we got receivers that are coming up anyway. You got Vincent Dallas, he's showing up, Pig Howard. So we got some receivers that are showing up, and these recruits that come in may be ready to play right away also if Gruden comes. So see, it all ties together. But that's my thing on the Jon Gruden thing. Everybody's talking about it, so I just wanted to get my piece in there, and let me know what y'all think. Leave comments, subscribe, whatever. That's all I got. So thanks for watching, and leave some comments.